We are going into the beginning of the second season of the West Ham World. For some reason I'm wearing an AFC Wimbledon top for the West Ham World, so I've not really thought my attire through, but we have some transfers to go through and the first few fixtures in the second season of the West Ham World, all coming up next.
In a parallel universe, West Ham United decided that Slaven Bilic wasn't the right man to lead West Ham to glory at the London Stadium. Instead, they chose this man.
Hi there, my name is JNO. So guys, I'm actually trying as hard as possible to keep daily content on JNO FM. I'm not promising anything, but before I go to work, I'm going to try and play 2 games in the West Ham World and go over the transfers that we have done in the summer transfer window. So let's get straight into it because I don't have a lot of time and I want to get the West Ham World kicked off on JNO FM. So if we go and have a look at the transfer history, we can see that we've done a lot of business. Angelo Palumbo has retired, so he can get off my case about getting some game time. We had a lot of players, the youngsters, go off on frees. We finally sold Mikel Antonio to Napoli for 13.75 million, but it could rise to 20 million. So hopefully he performs well in Napoli and we can get some more money. Kim Karlstrom has gone to Panathinaikos for 350k. He was moaning as well about game time. And then a bunch of my youngsters have gone out on loan. That has allowed us to bring in a bunch of players. The most expensive being a player I wanted to get in the first season. Will Hughes has joined West Ham. Now I'm hoping to make him my Mark Noble, build the club around this English central midfielder youngster who has the right personality and the potential to become something great. We then also brought in someone that was recommended to us to sign. We have brought in Hirving Lozano. It wasn't a cheap deal at all by any means. We spent 16 million on him, but he is a very promising young winger who we're going to retrain to be a forward. He's not too bad at it already. We're going to train him to be a false 9. Great at dribbling, moves into channels, cuts inside from the left wing. Hopefully he can do a great job for us and we can maybe sell him on for a bit of profit at some point. Then we finally upgraded the goalkeeper position, getting in Predrag Ragovic, and you'll know him from the PSV Patrol if you watch that. A great young goalkeeper. If we can keep him, he can be our goalkeeper for years to come, although we do have a promising young English regen goalkeeper as well. He was brought in for 8.25 million. William Hamilton, I know that looks expensive for someone you've probably never heard of from Bristol City. 4 million for William Hamilton, but he is a very promising English goalkeeper with the right personality, professional. I'm not sure if that's because I've tutored him with Jefferson, but he's now got a good personality and hopefully in about 2, 3, 4 years time he can be our number 1 goalkeeper and we can sell Rajkovic on for a bit of profit. Berahino came in for 3 million. I think that was like a settle fee or something. We just offered Berahino a contract. He comes in, we're getting some more English players into the side. Decent stats all across the board. Promising English striker. Hopefully we can keep him at the club and he has been banging them in pre-season. John Flanagan also joins, a versatile left and right back. Another English player who has decent potential. We needed some cover for the likes of Byram and Cresswell, so in comes Flanagan. Welcome to the club. Tom Grant is another promising young English centre-back. We've got plenty of them, seeing as Reece Oxford's coming back this season. Hopefully he can turn into something good as well. Sansoon, Zamora and Sean have been bought into tutor players, so I'm not going to go into their stats too much. But we have Mputu, who looks like also a very promising centre and right back with the right personality of a professional. And last but not least, we have Thiago Castro, again another promising regen who hopefully we can build into something very tasty for us to utilise at centre back. But enough about that, let's get into the first game in this season, the second season of the West Ham World. We are away against Watford, the OP team, because Football Manager love Watford. We are playing the 4-3-3 that you'll know from last year. We have Rajkovic in goal, we have Flanagan on the left, Byram on the right, we have Reece Oxford and Bonner in the central defensive positions. Reader Ward, who you'll know from last season if you've come over from JNO United, is still injured, so we're going to give Reece Oxford a run out. We then have Lanzini, Ozan Tufan and Van Ginkel, the three musketeers in the middle there, along with Lozano, Guidetti and Payet in the front three. we are facing the Watford side of Gomez with Britos, Kabul and Cathcart as the central defenders. We have Janmat and Holebas as wing backs, with Capoue, Mario Suarez and Combs as the central midfielders, with Dini and Success up top. Now this is where we need to get off to a good start to the season and build from there, because last season we didn't start off too promisingly. Okay, so this has been playing really well in pre-season, so now this is where it really messes up and you think I've been lying to you in the build-up to this fixture. That's what usually happens here on JNO FM. I say we've been doing good, and then we start recording and Suarez gets through and Rajkovic with the save. First important moment in the game, and Rajkovic comes up with a big save. But yeah, usually in pre-season I'm rocking it. I'm thinking, this is going to be a successful season, and then we're brought harshly back to reality when we actually record the first game of the season for the channel. We have brought in a lot of players, so I'm worried about how they will gel. I would ideally like Lozano on the left, but I think Payet is more suited to that left position. Payet almost steals a back pass there to put us 1-0 up. That was a very good chance. If only he could have tucked that away, the momentum could have been on our side. Rajkovic comes out and claims that nice and calmly. I feel like we've now got the goalkeeper for the next couple of years, so I'm comfortable with the goalkeeping position. Not that Jefferson let us down at the end of last season by any means. Great penalty save in the last game of the season to grab a 7th place. Now the team are passing it around nicely. This is where we're strongest, when we've got the ball. And when Lanzini can run at defenders, you know they're in trouble. Payet tried to play it through to Van Ginkel, but it was too heavy. Now Watford could counter. I hate it when that ball gets cleared and it goes to the opposition players. But Holebas, not quite sure you got your footing right there, son. Okay, so Flanagan now has it. Pass it out to Ozan Tufan, to Byram. Lozano. Okay. I was about to say, why didn't you shoot earlier? Oh, it's one of those stupid disallowed goals. I was going to say, Lozano, why didn't you shoot first time? He found Guidetti, who scored, but it's been ruled offside, which is gutting. Because I don't want to start the season with a ball draw, but I also don't want to lose. So, you know, take your victories where you can, JNO. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and think we're world beaters already. We've got a lot of youngsters, so this is a building process, I believe. But I do think we should do as well if... Oh, Van Ginkel's given away a penalty. Oh, great. Alright, so we ended the West Ham world on JNO United with a penalty save from Jefferson. Can we start the West Ham world on JNO FM with a penalty save? And we can! Our keepers are on fire when it comes to penalties. You can't score penalties against us. Don't give away more penalties though, team. Please don't do that. Not liking how this game is starting to shape up though. They've kind of run away with the chances now. We'll give it this highlight here. Hopefully we're just about to build up an attack and score. It'd be nice for us to not dominate a game and win, because that very rarely happens. Lanzini now is running the ball. Can he find a player in the box? He dilly-dallied on the ball. Don't dilly-dally. No one likes a dilly-dallyer. Right, Lanzini into Guidetti. Guidetti through to Lozano. Can he finish? He's hit the post. Oh, he has hit the post just when I thought we could go 1-0 up. Rajkovic with a bad clearance there. It's fine. Rajkovic saves the attempt after that. We have been very unlucky not to score, but Watford have dominated us. We'll make some substitutions now. Payet is not playing well, is he? Bring on Calorie. You know what? We'll bring on Berahino as well. The rest of the team don't look to be playing too bad. It's those two that stand out. I'm seriously thinking of selling Payet, but that is a very big call to make, of course. Alright, Byram now has it on the right, but runs into trouble. Ogbonna heads it down to Lanzini. Lanzini into Ozan Tufan. Van Ginkel now has it to Payet. To Guidetti, to Payet. Dilly-dallying again. We hate the dilly-dallying. And they have countered really effectively, but Rajkovic with another big save. So we have made a change. We're trying a 4-3-1-2 now. Hopefully that will help us with someone in the space between the midfield and the strikers to keep possession a bit more, because like I said, chances-wise, we are getting absolutely hammered. Guidetti wins the ball there quickly though. Caleri now has it. Caleri runs into the space, finds Berahino. Berahino's going forward, passes back to S02, holds up the ball. That's fine as long as you don't lose it. Caleri now has it, plays it to Guidetti. Has to be. Come on. 1-0 in the first game of the season against the run of play. Guidetti, who could go to Manchester City because they're definitely interested and Guidetti wants to leave, has come up with the goods in the first game of the season, carrying on from last season's form. Caleri finds a lovely through ball to him there, and he just has to slot it away. Nutmegs the keeper. Just compiling the misery there by nutmegging the goalkeeper. Come on, that's got to be the final whistle. A 1-0 victory in the first episode. Make it 2. Why not make it 2? You know, Guidetti's just that good. He can make it 2 at the drop of a hat. I'd say this is flattering. Very flattering scoreline here. 2-0 is probably not what we deserved, but we'll take it. We will definitely take it. Okay, we've now has to be the final whistle now, surely. Ball's out, whistle goes, full time, 2-0 victory. Great start to the season. Well played, boys. A home victory against the overpowered Watford. Man in the match has to go to Guidetti for those 2 goals. You know what? Bring on Everton at the London Stadium. Okay, so we're going into the first home game of season number 2 at the London Stadium against Everton, who we had fortune against at the end of season number 1. We're starting with a very similar lineup from last episode. The only difference is Payet is no longer in the starting lineup. He wasn't performing, so I've taken him out. Caleri has come in to play alongside Guidetti and Lozano. Other than that, it's exactly the same. And we're coming up against an Everton side that doesn't have Lukaku up front. We have Zapata up front with Morales and Deulofeu as the 2 wingers. Barkley sitting in that central midfield role with Alvarez and McCarthy as the 2 central midfielders behind, with Baines, Coleman as the wing backs, Funes Mori and Shah as the centre backs, and Stekelenburg in goal. Now, we had success against this formation last time we played it, so hopefully the same thing will happen this time and we can pick up another victory and stay near the top of the table, because at the moment we're sitting at 5th. I know it's only 1 game in, but take your victories where you can. We're already higher than we were probably ever last season. Van Ginkel plays it up to Lozano. Lozano to Guidetti. Guidetti finds Lanzini. Lanzini to Caleri. Can Caleri find a cross to Lozano off the crossbar? What a start. But unfortunately it would have been offside anyway. But what a great start by the boys. I'm trying to sell Payet. The only problem with that is now that he's 30 and he's not been performing that well last season and this season, people really aren't interested. Man City want to loan him with a possible £10 million buying fee. 10 million feels so low for someone like Payet, but he's not been performing in this tactic, and this tactic has been performing, so I do think I should move him on, but 10 million just seems so little for someone of Payet's ability. Apart from him though, everyone seems to love this formation, everyone performs really well, so there's no point in keeping Payet if I'm not going to play him with the wages he's on. So I'm going to sell him. If I let him go to Man City, that's a different question. Going into the second half, I'd have hoped to have been winning by this point, especially as we've had 15 shots and they've had none. At least we know we're still dominating the game. But if they have 1 chance and score, that would be so Football Manager. They've gone really defensive though. Look at that formation. 4 at the back, then 3, then 1-1. Have they had someone sent off? 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have I missed something? Wow, I'm so busy trying to figure that out. I've completely missed my normal substitution spot. We'll put Berahino up top. Again, it's my forwards that aren't really performing. But I've just been a bit baffled there, haven't I? They don't have a player on the pitch, and I don't know why. Is it 2 yellow cards? Oh, there's the red card. Somehow, that didn't come up in a highlight though. Sergio Alvarez has been sent off, and I didn't even notice, and we're going to draw. We're actually going to draw with a team that had 10 men. Wow, that sucks ass. We're going to draw in a game where we had 32 shots. Perhaps the most boring game ever to be on at least this channel, but probably on my other channel as well. 0-0, despite the fact we had a man advantage and we Completely dominated everything but goals. Man, maybe I should have brought back Payet. 32 shots, 10 on target, 68% possession. And for some reason, we could not put the ball in the back of the net. It may not have helped that I didn't realise that I had someone sent off into the last minute, but that is my own fault and the fact that the highlight didn't come up. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the very first episode of the West Ham World on JNO FM. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had some fun watching my new look West Ham side. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button as well, share it out. Trying to get this channel to at least 100 subscribers by the end of January. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and I've got to get to work.